Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much again for joining me here. I hope you're having a great day. Let's take another look here at Solana. Congrats to those who got into this 142 range. That is a perfect little bounce off that lower fib level by 0.382, as we mentioned, a likely bouncing point. Now, unfortunately, I was waiting for 135, which is a little aggressive, I'll be honest, but I was also expecting Bitcoin to pull back down to that 53, maybe lower 54K range. Instead, as soon as the Asian market opened and Bitcoin candlestick daily closed, we saw a magnificent pump and the price hasn't looked back since. Okay, so again, generally speaking, this will tend to happen. We have a nice support level there at about 55K. I'm touching on this here and you're probably like, what the heck? Why is this guy talking about Bitcoin? This is a Solana video. Well, if you're not familiar with cryptocurrency at all, you might be very new. It's important to recognize that Bitcoin calls the shots, okay? Now, Solana has been 2xing Bitcoin in most cases, so there's that as well, but it's important to recognize that this is all based on Bitcoin bouncing from 55K running towards 60K, okay? So all that being said, is Bitcoin gonna break 60,000? There's a distinct probability we're gonna see part of that fair value gap filled or potentially just, swept and then pulled back. It's hard to say specifically, so it's not really a time to want to consider shorting though. That's the truth right now in the market. The way things are looking, Bitcoin's on a tear. Even though it's tempting to want to short at resistance, which seems logical, it's still maybe not the best call. All right, we'll talk about that. So let's look at, more so importantly, Solana here. Let's go ahead and refresh and see where we're at for the last 7 to 30 days here. So on the left-hand side, we can see the last 7 days worth of trading. A lot of liquidation here occurred at 155. That's at more local resistance. Then, of course, anything else here at that 156 to 150 to 160. Okay, you know what? We talked about this yesterday, as a matter of fact. That reminds me. There was a lot of liquidation here. About, I think we summarized between $2 to $4 billion worth of liquidation right there between 156 and 160. That level has been swept now. So keep in mind, there's not a lot of liquidation on the upside, minus one outlier, $500 million at 172. So at this point, all liquidation levels have been swept to the upside for Solana. So I wouldn't say there's less merit, but there's less resistance for the price action to want to go higher. And you'd think that that'd be good, that the price can continue to run, but it's almost the opposite because whales are going to secure their profit now that everyone else has gotten destroyed, and they can drive the price back down to buy in at a lower level. That's the whole point of this liquidation sweep. It happens all the time. So just be mindful that that is a possibility. Now, again, is Solana going to pull back aggressively? Probably not. We're up 10% on the day. I wouldn't say we're going to see a magnificent correction, but Bitcoin continues to trend towards 60,000. I think we're going to see something along those lines. Let's take a quick look here, though, at the daily time frame and work our way down. We are breaking through every single barrier here possible, minus the 20-day SMA. So the daily time frame is looking pretty solid. We're above every single moving average. Obviously, the 20 is important. That's kind of a trend setter. We want to make sure that we are back on track with that one. But it's unique to be above the 100, the 50, and the 200 when you're not even over the 20 yet. That shows how aggressive this pullback was and that we're more likely to see some resistance here at this golden pocket at 165 to 161 range. Okay, so keep in mind, we don't have a lot of resistance above us minus those key fib levels. And then less liquidation above us implies the price should pull back. I know it seems weird and the exact opposite of what you might think, but that's generally how it's supposed to work. A lot of this hinges on Bitcoin, though. If Bitcoin doesn't pull back anytime soon, it continues to go 60, 61, 62, then we're going to probably see Solana make a run towards 165, even 175 is a distinct probability. We are now, let's see here, let's double check this here. We are now barely or tentatively above 50 on the RSI on the daily. This is a huge step. This isn't phenomenal because, again, keep in mind, Bitcoin isn't above that level. There's a resistance at 60 to 62K for Bitcoin. So my speculation here is that depending on how we close in the candle here today, that could be a resistance level for us, kind of reaffirming that, that 0.65 fib level there for us. So the general consensus is that the daily time frame is looking pretty solid. It's just not perfect, and it never usually is. So that's okay. We can kind of roll with that. Nonetheless, though, 4-hour time frame, we got majority moving averages below the price action as well, tentatively rejecting / breaking the 200-day SMA, the 200 on the 4-hour. And if we look at this here, we've been above 50 on the RSI for some time. We bounced off that level. Perfect little recovery there. A lot of reasons why we're still very bullish on this coin. There's no consideration to short, okay? So that's kind of where we're at there for the most part. Let's quickly look at the hourly time frame and just kind of summarize here that the Ichimoku cloud is going to confirm we're truly bullish here at this point and looking pretty solid. everything looks great, nothing looks bad. There's really no reason to consider shorting Solana. It doesn't make a ton of sense. I would say if you're going to consider a short, between 60 to 62K would be a short range for Bitcoin, and that may also become a parallel here at 165/162 for Solana. But between now and then, it doesn't make a ton of sense to try to trade into this, right? There's a lot of momentum. It doesn't make any sense. So that's kind of where we're at there. Looking pretty solid overall. Once again, the macro point of control here is at 130 to 145 range. Staying above that is extremely important. The price does end up pulling back. Solid chance we'll see a bounce off this 145 to 148 range. Okay, so Solana is looking pretty darn good here. I'll go ahead and update our playout chart here, and I'll post this on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. And if you want to go ahead and comment below, I'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you think of what Solana's going to do? And what's your position? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow. We'll look forward to seeing the next one. Have a good rest of your day. Take care.